many times have you received a damaged package from FedEx? Seriously though, actually think about it.
Lousy brain.
Out of all these years, especially with certain companies using FedEx exclusively, how many times have you received a damaged package from them?
Will you knock it off? I can't hear myself think.
I could tell you, for me, taking an honest inventory, it's about 50-50.
Half.
50-50.
Half!
That is a terrible percentage. And that's being gracious too. But if I'm giving an honest inventory, that's what the number is. So that means half the time my packages arrive damaged. Sometimes they don't arrive at all. Sometimes they say that they made the attempt and they never show up, and I have to go down to the warehouse and go pick it up. That has happened twice as of recent. Now, the reason why I bring this all up is because look at this shit. Of course, this isn't nearly how it arrived to FedEx. The shipper took extra care and consideration, make sure they got a brand new box and wrapped this up extra tight with extra padding around as well. But look at this again. It looks like somebody sat on it.
You silly fat bastard.
It's pretty clear that there was a crushing amount of weight on it. There's a part where there's a slit disconnected. It looks like the tape came off a little bit, but look at here, actual dirt. That means that this happened at the beginning of this and they traveled with it damaged the entire time. That had enough time to dry up before I received it. Now you guys could already tell by looking at this that I'm freaking out right about now. And then I hear this in the headphone output. My heart just about stopped. Now, I know here that there's insurance when it comes to certain things. This isn't just something that you could replace like that. This also happened recent with my son's guitar. The crazy part about my oldest son's guitar is that it went from the Ibanez factory to Sweetwater, where it got that inspection done in Indiana. And my oldest son lives in neighboring Ohio. It was from that point in Indiana to the point in Cincinnati, Ohio, really close, just a few short hours to where this happened to it. Don't get me wrong, they sent out a replacement, and because the damage wasn't too severe, my son was able to keep it so we could actually play on it, jam out, and then send it back after he got a replacement. But still, we had to wait several months for this guitar to be specifically made, and after all that time of waiting, it arrived damaged. After all the care and consideration from Ibanez, Sweetwater, it goes out and gets manhandled by FedEx. Back to the MPC 3000. The thing is here is that you can't really pinpoint this specific problem on how it traveled. Yes, it looks like it got damaged during the shipping because they clearly tossed this summa bitch around. At the very least, they were careless as fuck with it. But you could only hear the ringing in the output in the headphones. It was a little bit more significant until I opened her up to take a look just to make sure all the components were in place. After tapping on all the connections, it appears that everything is perfectly intact. So it's something internal. It likely got bounced around through the shipping, but it's an old machine. Problems like that happen. It's not as significant as it was in the beginning or how it sounds when I put the analyzers up to it to see how significant it is. Moving the knobs around and dialing things in seemed to have worked properly. There was an obstruction that was rattling around, but luckily it was just an old zip tie that somehow snapped off somehow. But I just wanted to put this video out to kind of put FedEx on notice here. And yeah, kind of sick of your shit, guys. You know, get it together logistically. I know you guys are a big operation, but these percentages shouldn't happen with one customer. And if it's 50-50 with me, it's likely worse with others, but the averages are probably somewhere around there, especially when it comes to audio engineers and musicians who are getting equipment sent on a regular basis. There are only a few expensive items that are shipped via FedEx, and besides computers and consumer electronics, you have pro audio. So who's getting screwed in the end more than anybody else? Us, because we use FedEx more than anybody else, and we spend the most on our equipment and get it more frequent than the average consumer. So we're the ones here in the audio production world who are getting the shit end of the stick. I just wanted to let you guys know that FedEx was this close to ruining this whole experience for me. If they would have tossed it around just a little bit more and knocked out some of those internal components, left me completely screwed in this whole experience, then where would I be at this point? I'd be doing a different type of video, that's for sure. Still, either way, between this and my son's guitar, man, FedEx be fucking up.
I started having nightmares. I was waking up in the middle of the night like this. Ah!